The U Turn Handoff is when we make a U shape with the kettlebell around the body, switching hands when the kettlebell is at the bottom of the U or behind the back. Think of a horseshoe shape. The U Turn Handoff builds core and upper body strength, improves balance, coordination, and posture, and in particular opens up the chest and the shoulders. It trains a range of motion that is uncommonly trained in conventional exercises, yet yields a lot of benefits in terms of strength and flexibility. There is prerequisite mobility required to do the U Turn Handoff. One of the reasons we do handcuff stretches in our warm-ups is to open up the range of motion required for the U Turn Handoff and for around the body handoffs. The U Turn Handoff also sets the foundation for around the body handoffs and stepping drills. When we perform the U Turn Handoff, we grip the kettlebell on the corner of the handle. We do this in order to make it easier to do the switch. So it's first of all more comfortable because you have more space for the other hand, and it's also safer because you can grip with the other hand before you let go. And this is especially important when you're training indoors. When we perform the switch for the U Turn Handoff, it's more of a rounded turn than the sharp turn we perform on the A turn. And that's mostly because many of us need to bend our elbows slightly in order to make that switch happen behind the back. Be sure that you grip the kettlebell handle with your other hand before you release, and that's going to make it safer when you're training indoors. The kettlebell trajectory on the U Turn Handoff is going to be forward and out, so the opposite of what we're doing on the A turn. So after the kettlebell comes around your back, it's going to move forward and out. Something that can be helpful is letting your opposite arm or the free arm swing out and mimic the working arm. And this is going to make it easier to get that trajectory to go forward and out and find your balance on this exercise. There are two ways to swing the bell during the U Turn Handoff. The first way is keeping the palms back as the kettlebell swings forward. This is going to mean you need to make a wider U to get that handle to clear your legs as you come around. The second way that you can swing the kettlebell for the U Turn Handoff is to let your thumbs come forward. This means that after we perform that switch, we're going to rotate the bell handle to let our thumbs point forward. This means we don't need as wide of a U because the handle can more easily clear the legs. During the U Turn Handoff, just like with our A Turn Handoff, there's a slight forward to back undulation that happens as we swing the kettlebell. This is something that should happen naturally, so simply let it happen as you practice the U-turn. There are 4 core stances that are easiest and most commonly used for the U Turn Handoff. They are narrow square, neutral square, narrow short, and neutral short. Know that as the stances get more narrow or longer, they're going to be more challenging on your balance. Stances that are very wide or wide and long are ones we're not likely to use in class because they're riskier, so generally we omit them from our classes altogether. We start the U Turn Handoff with a 3 count while swinging the kettlebell. You're going to swing the bell, counting 1, 2, 3. As it comes back towards you, you begin your U-turn. Back and forth is 1 rep. I'll show you what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, bring it back into the U-turn. That's 1, 2, 3, etc. Now join me for some practice. I'll be showing it from multiple angles and we'll be doing 10 reps in each position. Go ahead and step into a neutral square stance. Let's do our 3 count and then do 10 reps. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That concludes our U Turn Handoff tutorial. Be sure to practice starting on both sides, and I'll see you in class.